Hello, we are Sally Fowler-Davis and Sabrina Eltringham, and we would like to take 5 minutes to talk about research for clinical effectiveness in the combined community and acute care group. Professional Services Directorate achieved academic status in 2015, which means recognition and additional funding for achieving high levels of research through publication, grant capture and collaborative bids, written with patient benefit in mind. We want to continue research that impacts in clinical care right across the new care group and all 4 directorates. The research strategy highlights our intention to undertake research where clinical practitioners design the studies with patient and public involvement. Now we are in the newly formed care group, we are discussing how we can support clinical academics to undertake their professional practice with high-quality research. There is some evidence that a research-active workforce can produce better outcomes for patients through clinical trials and applying research in practice. The NHS Constitution identifies research as a core professional activity that improves care and results in a culture of innovation and effectiveness. Managers have helped to develop the research strategy and want to see contributions to research across clinical services. We will continue to mentor and support to sustain a strong research culture. We now have experience and advice from active researchers about what clinical practitioners need to get involved in research, contribute to studies, and to publish and capture grant income. As a care group, we want to retain academic status achieved in 2015. We have achieved a high level of publications, opened new studies, and won grants that bring income and new posts to clinical teams.
Patient and public involvement is about ensuring the patient is at the heart of what we do in research. It's about working in partnership, doing research with patients, and sharing ownership of the research agenda. It's important that we keep talking to patients about research activity and how it impacts on their care. The public can be involved in many different types of research activities in a variety of different ways, including identifying and prioritising research topics, carrying out research, analysing data and disseminating the findings. It is important to involve patients in our research as they will bring different aspirations, values and perspectives to the research and almost certainly have different views on the relevance and importance of key impact issues, such as outcomes, public and quality issues. PPI is also a requirement of all NIHR and most other research bids, and will make your bid more likely to lead to grant success. Patients are great advocates at ethics committees and on research steering groups. One of our key achievements last year was the creation of the Professional Services Patient Panel, which actively contributes to our research. The panel is made up of a diverse group of patients and carers who have experience of one or more of our services and have an interest in therapeutic and rehabilitation research. Researchers have brought 17 projects to the panel for their feedback. These have ranged from the use of telehealth to increase activity in patients with pulmonary hypertension to the psychological impact of a medical diagnosis on a person's identity. 2 of our members sit on the academic board and influence our research at a strategic level. The panel is extending and deepening their involvement by getting involved in projects at the earliest possible stage. For example, members were involved in a collaboration between the Occupational Therapy Department and the University of Sheffield to build occupational therapy research. And 2 of our members took part in an 8-hour design challenge, which brought together patients, clinicians and designers to come up with a design solution for a new type of drinking straw for patients who have difficulty swallowing. Members of the panel have also said how their involvement has supported their own self-empowerment and increase their knowledge and understanding of the research process.
One of our key performance targets included opening a minimum of 2 studies adopted on the National Institute of Health Research database of portfolio studies. The NIHR portfolio consists of high-quality clinical research studies across a range of specialty groups that are eligible for consideration for research support from the Clinical Research Network. So, in addition to having our own studies adopted on the NIHR portfolio, We can also try and identify relevant studies where Sheffield Teaching Hospitals could be a potential site for a study already listed on the database. To enable us to identify potential studies, we regularly search the database for possible collaborations. The advantages of opening up as a secondary site are that staff gain valuable experience of running a study that will benefit patients. We have identified that publications are a useful beginning for people who can publish a story about their practice or develop an abstract for a conference. Similarly, many clinical practitioners want to lead their own studies, but can gain valuable experience of an existing study as a research site within Sheffield Teaching Hospitals.
For further information, please contact Sally within the care group, and here are some useful links to other resources.